Good day and welcome to the African News broadcast from Canada. My name is Sandra Asante. Top stories. War in Tigray killed 600,000, AU mediator says. Death toll in Russia missile strike in Ukraine rises to 40. Also, at least 19 dead after bus collides with truck in Senegal. This and more stories after the break. Stay tuned. You're most welcome back from the break to a very first story. The African Union mediator in Ethiopia's Tigray conflict, Olusegun Obasanjo, has told the Financial Times, the FT, that up to 600,000 people may have died in the two-year war. In an interview with the paper, Mr. Obasanjo said the number of the death was around 600,000. The number of the people who died in the conflict is difficult to verify. However, researchers have previously estimated that the deaths could be in hundreds of thousands. On Sunday, the FT quoted the head of the Ethiopian's Human Rights Commission, Daniel Bekele, as saying that estimates given by all sides needed to be treated with caution, as it was impossible to know the full number of casualties. The conflict started in November 2020 when Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed ordered a military offensive against the regional forces in Tigray, which he said it was a response to an alert attack on the military base housing government troops. Last November, the Ethiopian government and Tigray forces signed a ceasefire agreement ending the war. To our next story, the death toll from a Russian missile strike in the Ukrainian city Dnipro rose to 40 on Monday, with dozens more missing, making it the deadliest civil incident of Moscow's 3-month campaign of hurling missiles at cities far from the front. German's defense minister Christine Lambert resigned on Monday after remarks over the war criticized at tone that setting the stage for what is expected to be one of the most important weeks in outlying Western military support in Kiev, with allies due to meet on Friday at the U.S. Air Base in Germany to discuss military aid. Berlin is under intense pressure to allow export of its Leopard battle tanks, which Ukraine hopes will become the backbone of a new armored force. Ukrainian officials acknowledge little hope of finding anyone else alive in the rumble Saturday's attack in Dnipro. Ukrainian officials acknowledge little hope of finding anyone else alive in the rumble of Saturday's attack in Dnipro, but President Volodymyr Zelensky says the rescue in the central Ukrainian city will go on as long as there is even the slightest chance to save lives. Dozens of people were rescued from the rumble, including 6 children. We are fighting for every person, Zelensky said in an overnight televised address. Moscow denies intentionally targeting civilians in a campaign of airstrikes since October that have knocked out power and water in Ukraine cities. And she says the incident in Dnipro was caused by Ukrainian air defenses. Kiev says it has no way of shooting down an anti-ship missile it says struck an apartment building in Dnipro on Saturday during Russia's latest volley of attack. We moved to Senegal, and at least 19 people have been killed and 24 injured in northern Senegal when a bus and a truck collided, according to officials. The accident earlier on Monday morning occurred near Sakal in the Noka region. Papa Ange Michel Diatta, the colonel with the National Firefighting Services, told the AFP news agency. The state-owned L'Oiseau publications reported that the bus collided with a truck on the number 2 national road as it swerved to avoid running over an animal. It added that the injured were taken to the national and regional hospital Amadou Seko in Baye. President Macky Sall sent heartfelt condolences to the families of those killed in the accident, adding that the incident showed the need to strengthen road safety measures in the West African country. The accident came just 8 days after Senegal was plunged into mourning following the collision of 2 buses in the early morning of January 8th in the central region of Catherine, leaving 40 dead and more than 100 injured. The government responded by banning night buses and outlining the import of used tires, the suspected cause of the accident. It also announced that the speed of vehicles transporting goods and people would be limited to 90 km per hour. In October 2020, at least 16 people were also killed and 15 more injured in western Senegal when a bus collided with a refrigerating truck heading towards capital Dakar. We are in Nigeria now, and a Roman Catholic priest has been killed by armed gunmen at the parish in northern Nigeria, who then burned his rectory in the village of Kafinkoro, Niger State, to the ground. The body of Father Isaac Archie was found in the charred ruins of the building. Another priest, Father Collins Omer, was shot as he tried to escape the blaze and was taken later to the hospital. He told local reporters that Father Archie was shot dead by a gunman who he said was shooting jihadist slogans. In separate incidents, a gang in the northern western state of the Katsina kidnapped at least 5 people as they prepared for church service. Father Archie, however, had survived a Boko Haram attack. To our final story, Italy's most wanted mafia boss, Matteo Menassi Dinero, has been arrested in Sicily after 30 years on the run. Menassi Dinero was reportedly detained in a private clinic in Sicily capital Palermo. He is alleged to be a boss of a notorious Costa Nostra mafia. Italian media reported that he has been receiving treatment when he was captured just before 10 o'clock at GMT and taken to a secret location by the Carabinieri. More than 100 members of the armed forces are said to have been involved in the arrest. A video circulating by Italian media appears to show people standing in the street and applauding the Italian police as Messina Dinero is led away. Messina Dinero was tried and sentenced to life in jail in absentia in 1992 over numerous murders. These include the 1992 killings of anti-mafia prosecutors Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino, the deadly 1993 bomb attacks in Milan, Florence, and Rome, and the kidnapping, torture, and also killing of 11-year-old son of a mafioso turned state witness. Messani once boasted he could fill a cemetery with his victims. The mafia boss also oversaw racketeering, illegal waste dumping, money laundering, and drug trafficking for the powerful Cosa Nostra organized crime syndicate. He was reported to be the protege of the Toto Rina, the head of the Caroline clan, who was arrested in 1993 after 20 years on the run. This is where I draw the curtains on the African news. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Sandra Asante. Do have a wonderful day.